Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to week 3. This week is going to be a continuation of the World War I DBQ we started a couple weeks ago. Last week you guys looked at documents A, B, and C for us. Those documents dealt with the idea of the alliance system and the idea of militarism. We're going to take a look at D, E, and F this week. So D continues that theme of militarism. You have a document here called the hammer or the anvil, and I know that might be some imagery that you guys are not used to kind of hearing or thinking about, but really when you think of a hammer or an anvil, you think of a hammer, pounding something, or an anvil being the surface that something is getting pounded on. So I guess what they're trying to say here is, do you want to be the hammer that's hitting, or do you want to be the anvil that's being hit? And in this case, this is from Germany. And so what this speech is basically saying is that they want to set themselves up to be the hammer. So, when you look at number 3 here, judging from the document, who is Germany likely to hammer? We're thinking about their enemies here in Europe and who has more colonies or allies than them. That's who Germany would want to hammer or attack. We also revisit this idea of social Darwinism or survival of the fittest, and how the German people are making an argument that they are more fit to survive than maybe other European nations. So document D here does continue that theme of this idea of militarism. So let's move on to document E. Document E and F are going to introduce a new theory here, and that's going to be the idea of imperialism, which we did look at right before we left due to the break for COVID. So document E and F are again revisiting how the idea of imperialism led to World War I. Here you see this map of the world, and it really originates here, or the epicenter of the map here is England. And this map is just really meant to show from the German perspective how England had control over the entire world. So they're asking you to translate what the document's called here. They give you the title right here, Freedom of the Seas. They're calling England the bloodsucker of the world. And so, what they're really getting at here is from the German perspective, England's power really scared them. And so the fact that England had colonies all over the world really gave Germany some concern and led Germany to think like either, hey, we need to set up some colonies around the world ourselves, or we need to get some allies that have colonies around the world so we can be in a good position if we need to attack, or if we need to get resources for our factories, or we need places to sell our goods and services, what we call markets. So this document is leading to that idea of how imperialism was this third motive of World War I. Lastly, we get document F, and again, we have a chart here which we're asking you to analyze. And again, the main point here is that if you look at Germany, their square miles of colonies compared to Britain or France was significantly lower. You look at the population of the colonies compared to Britain or France, and it was significantly lower. And so this theme we're seeing is that Germany kind of lagged behind in this idea of imperialism, and so they needed to get some allies to help them obtain these colonies. Furthermore, the fact that Britain and France were allies, right, and had that many colonies and that much land and that many people at their disposal really gave Germany some concern. So when you look at these causes that led to World War I, they all feed into one another. This idea of allies and imperialism go together hand in hand. Furthermore, all these countries, while they're kind of navigating this water of imperialism, they're building up more and more arms and weapons. And so this last question here, number 6, is really asking you to synthesize or put all of this stuff together and really do a comparative analysis of how these 3 issues led to World War I, right? I mean, if there were no guns, would we have had World War I? If countries weren't forming alliances, would we have had World War I? And so that's what they're asking you to take a look at. This week, you're going to be answering those 3 documents. You're also doing a quiz this week, which will be a little bit different. It's going to be more like a discussion board, but we're just doing it in a quiz format where we want you to respond to one question, kind of discussing, in your opinion, how these 3 areas, again, the alliance system, imperialism, and militarism, led to World War I. So that's going to be your work for this week. Again, as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please shoot me a message. I will host the office hours on Wednesday. Please feel free to pop in. Otherwise, I will be in touch with you guys again next week. Take care. Have a good week.